Well, you know, it gets to the formula. Right now, the formula has too much weight on enrollment and not on graduation. So if you can change the incentives and do it in a responsible way so we can transition to it, you will see a sea change here.
So by incentives, do you mean financial incentives?
Oh, yeah, it's funding. Funding, yeah. I guess I should be clear. Being a Wall Street guy, I try to talk him, you know. No, just kidding.
Well, I know that's the issue. I mean, what we've talked about is that everyone's going to win, and the way that we win is the fact that we provide incentives. You know, for all too often, what we've had is we've had barriers rather than options and opportunities, and we don't. The people in this room don't need to be incentivized, but the people with whom we work need to understand that there is an opportunity for improvement, and through those incentives, that's what we're going to try to do.
You know, the other thing is, it's easy for a governor to just shortchange higher ed. Okay, it's a really easy thing to do. Who's going to yell? Handful of university presidents, but this is a critical area of our state. So we have to make sure that we don't have wasted resources. I think Gordon saved about $500 million on his ability to lease, save costs, and be able, is that right? About $500 million. That's not a little bit of money. But that gets down to core assets. Do you need to run a parking garage? Do you need to run parking lots? Now you might say, well, why are you not being so definitive here, John? Well, I'm not, because these are highly educated, smart, resourceful people, and we have a commitment that we're all going to plug away to get our costs under control, to graduate more students, to commercialize more products. Let them have time to go and do it. And it'll be this year, it'll be the next year, it'll be the next year, and it'll be as long as I'm around. We'll just keep pushing this and getting better and better and better. Probably have more cooperation at the end of the day between these institutions. I mean, there's no reason not to do that.
So would there be like a report card, essentially, that based on...
You'll design this report card. You'll see it in my State of the State. I know you're looking forward to that.
Governor, you mentioned regulatory relief for the universities. What's the future of that enterprise university plan or any kind of push like that coming up?
Well, we're plugging away on it, and they released a report. And look, the difficulty is you have an enterprise university, then you reduce funding, and then everybody gets, you know, well, how much can we reduce the funding? We're back at it again. And any set of rules that they think are just keeping them. I'll give you a good example. I know I keep going to Gordon only because he tells me these stories all the time. They wanted to go to the market. And they had the potential of so much problem and so much delay, it was going to cost them, you know, perhaps a point or two in interest rate costs. These are the things that they face, and as far as I'm concerned, you want to go to the marketplace, let's not spend all day talking about it, go and do it. You know, have a good plan, go and do it. To treat these people as sort of stepchildren, you know, and, well, you know, you report to me, that doesn't appeal to me. So I've asked them, give me your rules, give me your regs. I'm asking K through 12 to do the same thing. Let's start trusting some people. You know, we build these rules up because something went haywire over here. Well, just because something went haywire over here doesn't mean that the tail ought to wag the dog. We're going to have mistakes. We're going to have confusion. We're going to have some things that aren't going to work out right. But let's not let fear be the order of the day when it comes to higher education. I mean, my goodness, that's big stuff. Treat them with respect.
Governor, as an Ohio State student, how will this exactly affect? I know you said it's more than just Ohio State, but how will it affect Ohio State students? Like you talk about graduation rates and higher education. What exactly does that mean for Ohio State?
I think, first of all, I hope it's going to mean more counseling, perhaps online, to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. Being able to match with you when you enter school with what you might want to become, so that you're not just there. I have a theory that, you know, you get two young boys graduate from high school, and one's goes out and works immediately. He's making, you know, $9 an hour, and the other one's in college, and the $9 an hour kid's riding around in his car, and the kid's parking a mile from his buildings, and he's paying a lot of money, and he gets to be a junior, and he says, I don't know what I'm doing here. And he quits, and then he has big bills and nothing for it. I want that student, when entering, knowing they're going to be able to graduate, they're going to be able to be on time, their classes are going to be available to them, that the costs are going to be under control as much as we can, and that when they get out, they're going to have a job. and that there's essentially a job waiting for them in an area that we can pinpoint. As we integrate business with higher ed, it should be a great connection. So for a student, you'll know what you're trying to do. We will hopefully control the cost of what it takes to get your education. And the reason you're going there is so that you can prepare for your purpose in life. That's what it should mean to a student. Does that sound okay? What do you want to be?
Huh? I want to be a journalist.
Could we visit on that once this press conference?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to thank you all very much. Scott's giving me a sign to wrap up. Thank you all, and the presidents, thank you all very, very much. Okay, thank you.